Good day today, really good week actually of preparation. I think and the weather obviously cooperated on Tuesday as well as today. Finally feels like fall here in Austin, Texas, which is a good thing. The guys had great amount of energy. Thought their focus was good, and really proud of the way that this team comes to work every day, regardless of outcome the previous Saturday. Win or lose, this team has shown up every Tuesday ready to work and get better. So proud of that, excited for the game, and questions.
All that being said, what's the mindset with Kansas coming to town, but a 4-5 record, 500 in the Big 12? What do you think the team is right now?
I honestly, and I credit our coaching staff and strength coaches and everybody in our program. I'm not sure if you told our kids or if you asked our kids what our record was, they would know, and that's a good thing. The focus is, we talked very briefly on Sunday, and I laid out big picture to them, and then that's really the last time we're going to talk big picture. And the big picture is, our 4 losses are against number 5, number 6, number 11, and number 15 after 10 weeks in the college football playoff poll. So we've played with and against some really, really good football teams. And we've got an opportunity to go 1-0 this week against a Kansas team that can run the football, against a Kansas team that's, I believe they're 4th in the country in red zone defense, with some really hard-playing guys up front on defense. And so, but they understand that, if they want to send these seniors out the right way, this is the first step in headed to a bowl game.
Housekeeping issue, coach, has Sam been cleared yet?
Yeah. Yep. The inner ear thing was good. Tuesday was a normal quarterback practice for him, and then Wednesday, because we didn't want the first contact for him to be on Saturday in a game, we kind of thudded him up. We had during special teams period had a couple of scout team guys kind of thud him up, and he went through that swimmingly and is fully cleared. And same, Shackelford's fine. Tennille's good to go.
So he get first team reps today, or
say it again?
Did he get first team reps today?
He's gotten a few each day, not as many, but as Shane. But I think he'll be ready to go if we need him to.
On Saturday, if you start one or the other, would you mix it up at all, or do you want to keep the continuity? And
yeah, we're going to start Shane. I mean, I don't think anybody's that's a big secret. But yeah, we've talked about running him in maybe on a series and kind of giving him a script. We haven't finalized that yet. We've got some time to do that tomorrow, but we have thrown that idea around.
Tom, where's Denzel Okafor, and what are you telling him, and what do you want to see from him in these last 3 games?
Well, the thing, he got dinged up in the Baylor game and missed a lot of reps in practice the Tuesday after Baylor. So I think, he came out. I actually complimented Coach Wareheim after we watched the film Tuesday this week in practice. Had as good of an energy level practice as I've seen from him. So the biggest thing for him is just a consistent intensity, and he's growing into that day by day, and I think he's making progress in that area.
When you're sitting at 4-5 and you have a group of guys who have been used to losing, how do you hold this all together so they don't get down on themselves or say, here we go again?
Yeah, I think that was the reason for the brief kind of synopsis of the big picture. Like, hey, we're headed into the 4th quarter of the season, the last 3 games, and they're all winnable games. They're all losable games, certainly, too. We've got to play our best. But I think when you have that hope and that confidence in what you're capable of. I think, you know, that was the biggest thing. I didn't want a you know, a group of guys. I was really worried that we'd have a group of guys walking around all week kind of woe is me, and they didn't. They responded to our team meeting on Sunday, and it's been a very upbeat week in practice, and because I think they know what's out there to be had still.
Did you address the Holden Hill situation with the team? Any call to arms type of stuff, or do you just go next man up?
Yeah, next man up. I mean, they understand. They're disappointed, but you know, that it's not anything anybody's going to dwell on.
Did you guys settle on Devontae or Josh, or are you going to play both? Or?
I think both will play. Yeah, that's the one advantage of playing corner. I think you can you know, rotate those guys a little bit and then kind of see who's playing really well, or if both of them are playing equal, continue to play them both. But you know, obviously with Devontae's experience, you know, I would think he would jog out for the first rep of the game, first series of the game. But Josh has really come along in terms of progress made throughout the course of a season. That's a true freshman that really embraced getting better, embraced his opportunities on special teams, and has worked his way into being you know, a guy that we think we can count on in that role too.
Don, aside from the bottom line of winning the game, what do you want to see from your offense on Saturday?
Confidence. You know, just I told him today our best is good enough. You know, and I've said that before, that, you know, I've been a part of teams that, you know, you got to go, when you go on the road, you need to win the turnover battle 8-0 just to win the game 9-7. And this isn't one of those teams. This is a team that if we play our best, doesn't matter what the opponent does. We're good enough to win. Get out of your own way, take some deep breaths, and execute the way that you do in practice, and you know, jog out there with your chest puffed out and your head held high. And also, you know, we talked about, you know, handling adversity. You know, we might have to punt in this game once or twice. You know, they might make a play, but that doesn't mean the sky is falling either. That, you know, we can still, you know, there's a lot of plays throughout a football game, a lot of series, a lot of drives, and we got to maintain that confidence through some adversity too.
Do you guys run Gerard with the quarterbacks or the receivers this week?
With the receivers, but he's got a little quarterback package as well.
Kicker, coach, is it going to be rolling? Is Becker?
I'm going to be honest with you, it has been Becker most of the kicks through practice, but I'm also going to chart him pregame too. I think it's a whole different animal when you got fans in the seats and you know, a real life opponent across from you too. So to say that I know right now, I don't, but you know, we'll chart them in pregame and see how they do.
Got time for two last ones?
Who's your go-to guy, leader on offense?
They're hurt. I would have told you Andrew Beck and Connor Williams.
Has anyone else emerged with those guys out?
I think probably the one guy whose voice carries the most weight right now is Patrick Vahe. Just off the top of my head, Cal Porter is more quiet and reserved, but I think, you know, when he's like E.F. Hutton, you know, when he talks, people listen. So those two guys kind of stick out right now.
I know the history with Kansas is what it is given last year, but I got to imagine the offense is looking at this game as an opportunity to build a little bit of confidence. And you said, yeah, you might have to punt a few times, but how do you keep them, you know, realistic and not let them get down on themselves if things aren't going 100%, even though, you know, it is that Jayhawk on the helmet or whatever? How do you take advantage of the fact that maybe this can be a confidence booster for the offense if all goes well?
Constant education. You know, it's and again, it's one thing to talk about it; it's another thing to do it. And you know that. You know, the last few weeks I've taken kind of the job of amateur psychologist very seriously with the offensive guys. You know, and it's challenging because they trust me. Nobody in that room doesn't want to play well, and but we also need to understand realistically we are a definite work in progress, and we're going to make a few mistakes in this game. We're not going to play perfect. Nobody's ever played perfect, but like I said, you know, if they make us punt, if they make a play, if you know, we miss a block, if we drop a ball, we got to get back on that horse and saddle up, because we're, like I said, we're good enough if we can play with, you know, consistency to overcome those things.
It's Shane.
Last one.
You know, obviously, the quarterback position, you want that position to lead. How would you describe the leadership you've gotten from Shane?
Growing. You know, it's tough to lead when you're on the bench, which he was for an extended period of time, and has been back out there for a couple weeks, and so I think he's finding his sea legs a little bit when it comes to that, and doing a better job. I heard him more today, which was good than I had in the last couple weeks. So a work in progress, but headed in the right direction. Thanks.
Thank you.